Back to Heath, Hounds, episode 20, and today's preview. We're doing it a little bit differently today. I'll be going around the country and doing previewing each national final. There's one for the stays and one for the sprinters, so let's get into it. Not race one, but the first one where I'll be previewing is the Victorian distance race. And this is a race for the stays over the 725 at the Meadows tonight, and it comes up in race 7. And I'm going to go with Draco Bale here from box 2. I think he'll have the early speed to lead all the way. And with that run over the 700 last week, that will be better for him. And I think he'll improve on that. So I think he leads all the way here to beat Hank the Hustler. So for the Vic distance race, I'm going with Draco Bale, box 2. For the Victorian sprinters, I'm going with Aston Rupee. Now, he's drawn box 5, and that's probably not ideal, but I still think even if he doesn't get the best of starts or he finds trouble early, I think he'll be able to make his way through the field. So if he doesn't start the best, I still think he'll be able to make his way through the field, but I think he will jump out pretty well. So for the Vic sprinters, I'm going with Aston Rupee. Now onto the Tasmanian national distance race. It's race 5 at Launceston tonight, and I'm going with box 8, Man Overboard. Now, a lot of these dogs in these field haven't had a 700 start, but a lot of them have only just had the 600, and he'll have a lot of early pace early on in the race. And I think that's what will be winning the dogs the race here. So I'm going with box 8, Man Overboard for the Tasmania national distance. Now onto the sprinters. This is race 6 at Launceston, and I'm going with box 6, Trying Again. And he was very good last week to beat Sprint Gordon and Quick Small Joey. And I thought that they were relatively unlucky. They started a bit too far back and just wasn't able to catch him. So I think if he can get away cleanly tonight, he should be able to win this. So for the Tasmania sprinters, I'm going with box 6, Trying Again. Now onto the WA national distance final, and they opened the card up here with the stayers. And it's at... Oh my god, I fucked this up so badly, bro. You know what? The WA National Distance Final. And it's to open up the card at Cannington tonight, being race 1. And you have We The People, box 8, Rostered Off, box 2, and box 1, Cassius Bello, who's just can't catch breaks with injuries. And he's a very good dog. He's got a quick PB here, but he won't start the best. He'll like to run on home. Rostered Off, I think that opens up the opportunity for him in this race with Cassius Bello on his inside. He should be able to get on the arm early. We The People, box 8. I think it's going to be a good run home battle between We The People and Cassius Bello. I think Rostered Off leads all the way, but it'll either be Cassius Bello or We The People who will run on late and snatch it late. So I'm going to go with We The People here. I just think Cassius Bello, with time off, I don't think he'll be as strong. The break will do him good. I just don't think he'll be able to match We The People here. So I'm going with We The People for the WA National Distance Final. Now onto the WA Sprint race, and it's race 2 at Cannington, and it's very hard to go past West Ombre, who is such a reliable beginner. He should be out in front early ahead of Sarong. Was very good last week. I just think he'll have too much pace early for him. So I'm going with box 1, West Ombre for the WA Sprint. Onto the South Australian National Distance, and this comes up in race 4 at Murray Bridge, and it's box 8, Fantastic Radley. He's Hound of the Week last week, and I just think his record over this track and trip will just be too good. He's only ever lost the one race here. And it's a full field, but I don't think he'll have any problems here. So he should be able to lead all the way. He's the track record holder. He held the track record twice. He held it originally and then he went on to beat it again. So he should be the one to beat here. And I'm going with box 8, Fantastic Bradley for the national distance in SA, South Australia. Now onto the national sprint. This is race 6 at Murray Bridge, and I'm going with Daniel Charlie, who was very good last week. Was able to get clear and unbeaten over the track and trip, and only having the 2 starts though. But I think he'll be the one to beat here. If he can just get out in front, he'll be a keen railer. Rushes, he's another one to watch, but I just think Daniel Charlie will prove too good for him too early. So for the South Australia National Sprint, I'm going with Daniel Charlie from box 6. Now to the Queensland, we head to Queensland and they open up the National Sprint with the National Sprint in race 5 at Albion Park. And we saw Extra Malt back to his best last week, and Orchestrate ran second to him. But I'm going with Orchestrate here because Extra Malt, he doesn't always hit the start. Orchestrate's probably the more reliable one here, so I'm going to go with him. I just think Extra Malt won't begin as well as him. Orchestrate should run this race out. Now onto the Stayers race, and I'm going with Maggie Moo, who will be a class above here. Unbelievable record over the track and trip, just an absolute beast here. And I think we'll need to start better than last week, because if it starts too slow, then it might just get caught back in the field. So we'll need to start relatively decent in order to really utilise that strong run home that he has. So for the Queensland distance race, I'm going with box 1, Maggie Moo. Now onto New South Wales, they open their national campaign with the sprint race, and that's at Dapto, and I'm going with Zipping Kyrgios here, who will have plenty of room early with box 7 being scratched, and he should just run this race out pretty well. He should get out in front early and just really control the race. This one's at race 5 at Dapto, and then race 6 is the distance. And I'm going with box 4, Sound of Silence, who's beaten Zipping Nebraska and Blazing Cartier quite a few times. And so I expect him to win this race in the early stages of here. So for the New South Wales distance race, I'm going with Sound of Silence, who should win this race pretty early on. Now on to Heath Hound of the week, and it's Miss Esme, who's broken the track record at Bathurst this week and has also won 7 of her first 12 races, and also doesn't only own the Bathurst track record over the 718. She also owns the 605 track record at Dubbo and is starting to become a serious contender to watch out for. So she's definitely one to have in your black book, definitely one to watch out for in New South Wales, and she's really taken it by storm, owning 2 track records in her first 12 races. So she's Heath Hound of the week. That's this week's episode.